I want to be sure you could hear me out there, and it's Intimate Talk with Dr. Tulu, where there's always a shoulder to lean on, and you are welcome to my show tonight. Um, like we always do every Tuesday night, we talk about relationship, we talk about sex, we talk about marriage on this show. And I just want to be sure you are with me tonight and you want to call people that you care about to listen to this show like we always do. I want to encourage you to tell people you care about to be part of Intimate Talk with Dr. Tulu. I'm starting tonight's show on, there's something I posted yesterday on Instagram, and I want to read it out to you because it's on that note I would like to start tonight's show. Somebody, a lot of people, called to say, I got a lot of response, like text messages and inbox messages, people's response to this particular quote, So I wrote that I want to start tonight's show on that note, actually. I said, those who choose to be happy don't necessarily have everything working for them. They rather choose to see things differently from the way others are seen. The only reason you are unhappy is your perception. Try and see things differently this week. You will be amazed at how happy your seemingly sad life could be. One more thing, whatever or whoever contributes to making you happy is worth keeping. Don't let go unless the party feels otherwise. I think it's powerful, I just wrote that, but I think it's a very powerful one. And the point is, if you are feeling sad, if you are feeling dejected, you are feeling like your life it's not beautiful, your life is worse, you have the worst life ever, and you look at yourself and feeling like giving up, you are thinking everything is working against you, probably you have just been jilted, or your relationship just maybe you have invested your time, your energy, your money, and it looks like it's not working and you feel like giving up. I just want to let you know that the only reason I am not in your shoe, and I'm not making light of whatever it is that you are going through, but the only reason why you are sad is because of the way you see things. That's the major reason why you are sad. Why don't you look at the brighter side of life? Why don't you look at the opportunity in that scene, in that thing, or in that situation that seems like a bad one? Why don't you look at the opportunity? So the only reason why you are sad, why you are depressed, why you feel like giving up, why you are suicidal, is because of the way you see things. Change your perspective. You'll be shocked that your life that you are looking at as feeling like you have the worst, you have the the sad, your life is sad and dejected. You will be shocked that your life is actually beautiful if you try to look at things differently. And of course, like I said, if there is anything or anyone that is contributing to making you happy, if there's somebody that gives you joy, that gives you happiness, and the person is there, or the thing is always there, and these people contribute to making you happy, or this person or this thing, do not let it go. As long as that thing is not harming you, and as long as a party is not saying I don't want you, as long as a person is in the same page with you, do not let go. Invest your time and energy in those things that make you happy. And it's on that note I will be starting tonight's episode of Intimate Talk with Dr. Tulu. Of course, I'm having some issues here, but I just hope I could find my way around this. Yeah, I'm having some issues here, but hopefully I'll be able to navigate myself here tonight. All right, so you are welcome to Intimate Talk with Dr. Tulu. Of course, you've always known that my name is Dr. Tulu, and I prefer to be called a fixer. I am in the business of building homes, mending relationships, and fixing sexual issues. If it's about relationship, if it's about sex, if it's about marriage, No one does it better. This is the best place you could get the best information, educative, informative, explosive, exclusive, detailed, raw, any way you want to call it, just to make sure you're happy. And at the end of the day, like I usually say on this show, the essence of Intimate Talk with Tolu is not just to talk about sex, how make you feel good or what, but it's about making sure that we have families that are doing well. Because at the end of the day, is combinations, pools of family that make up the society. So at the end of this, it's all about having a society. You can imagine if the family front, of the home front is doing well, you can imagine the kind of children that will be coming out of the home. So I just want you guys to be happy. I saw, a letter on Instagram, that a little girl, a little girl wrote to her mom. I think she was having, some of you must have stumbled on it. I think the mother was having issue with the dad and they were not talking. Probably they were shouting on each other. And the little girl just wrote, in a little way, with a little handwriting, and wrote to the mom, please stop fighting with that. I just want to be in a happy home. I don't want to be in a home where people are fighting and shouting. The same thing is going on in the head of every young child, every young kid that you have around. You find out that, most issues that people are battling with today are as a result of their upbringing, the way they were brought up. It says so much. It says so much about whom you will come out to become. The way, what you were told when you were growing up, the way you were taught, what you were exposed to, what you see, are the things that makes you whom you are. A lot of women, okay, let me not say women, just a little bit, it's more common with men, but a lot of people are battling in their relationship, in their marriage. They're battling with the mistakes of the parents of their partner. The mistake the parents of the partner made, they are the partners now are the one that are suffering from the mistake of the parents. So most of us, the essence of Intimate Talk with Tolu is to make sure that we are better aware, because it's all about awareness. You are better aware so that you could do things differently. Tonight I'm talking about sexting. It's as a topic I've been, because it's not something that is so deep like that. It's something that I've been trying to, like, should I talk about it? Should I not talk about it? It's something that everybody knows. But I just noticed that on this show, there are certain issues that I feel like, I think everybody understands. But by the time I talk about it, I found out that, find out that a lot of people are not aware. So tonight, I'm talking about sexting. Sexting, okay? So sexting is something that we'll be talking about. So you want to watch me live on Wazobia Max, DSTV 259. You could actually watch me live on TV. And of course, you could go to Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook and watch me live as well. And of course, you could listen to me right on radio. If you are on your way, you can access your TV, or wherever you are, you can access your television. You could be part of this show on radio. And of course, if you are people like that you care about, like I always say, probably they are not in the country, they are fighting. I've seen a lot. I've seen some instances of people calling me, Dr. Tolu, my son is having problem with his wife. They are in America. My niece, my nephew, they are in Canada. They are this, and they want me to talk to them. I've been getting stuff like that. In situations like this, if you have couples abroad that are having issues, you could actually send them the Facebook link of Nigeria Info and tell them to be a part of this show. Most of this problem will be resolved. It's more about information, and it's more about people opening up. And what Intimate Talk with Tolu does is try to make people to open up. So tonight, you're welcome to my show. Let's talk sexting. So I'm talking sexting, and I know some people might be wondering, what is sexting? What is she talking about? Okay, so the word sexting was gotten from the combination of the word sex and texting. Okay, the word sex and the word texting. So is actually is not like something I just coined, you know. So the word sex and texting came together to make up the word sexting. Okay, so and of course it's not something like just made up. It's actually it's a word that is listed in the dictionary. So if you check your dictionary for the word sexting, you are going to get it there. All right, so what is sexting? What is this sexting that Dr. Tolu is talking about? I said it's texting and sex, so it makes sexting. All right, so sexting is an act of sending sexually suggestive or sexually explicit nude or nearly nude photos, messages or videos of oneself to another party via mobile, mobile phones or other digital or electronic gadgets, or devices like computer or any other device. Initially, sexting was actually considered deviant behavior, but now have become more accepted, So sexting, if those of you see in this part of the world, we have known ourselves like most of us are hypocrites. So if I am talking about sexting, I know a lot of people feel like, what's she talking about? But I know so many. I won't be surprised even if Nigerians are doing it more than Americans. I won't be surprised because we do a lot in this part of the world and pretend about it. Now the point is, sexting, maybe by the time that by the time data is available, data becomes very much available the way it is in developed world. I think Nigerians are going to go haywire when it comes to stuff like this. But the truth is, when we come out, we pretend as if we are so holy, we are so of that. But a lot of things are going on behind closed door. All right, okay. I mean, it happens. People send nude pictures, nude images, videos of themselves. That is sexting. Sending nude pictures or suggestive picture or implicit or explicit, all right, sexually explicit messages, to another person. That is sexting. So it means like, you could call it having sex on the phone. So it doesn't really mean that you're having the sex raw. You could send, some messages that could, send some signals, messages that could make somebody to start getting wet, that could make somebody to start having erection. You could send, messages, text messages. You could send nude pictures. You could send semi-nude pictures. All those things. These are things that technology has brought around us that is common. It's happening on a daily basis. And I want to talk about it tonight. Is it right? Is it something that is good? Is it something that is not good? I'm just going to run through this briefly. And of course, I will listen to your opinion about it. I know a lot. In fact, I doubt if there is anyone that has phone in this country that I've done. Okay, don't mind me. Don't let me exaggerate. And of course, and of course, some people might have, pornographies, on their phone. So it might not be, it may be images of yourself. It could be other people's images, and you want to send it to someone else, to suggest or to send some messages or to send some signals. So are these things right? Is this something you should be doing? Is this something you should be engaging in? I know, and if we ask most of us, say, no, it's ungodly, or it's a sin, okay? But you are doing it. As the truth, a lot of you are doing it, all right? So these are things that are happening. In fact, people, I read about one of these ladies, one of these, can't remember her name now, that I saw it on Instagram that some people are sending images of pennies, and she wrote it on her wall that people should stop sending their pennies to her DM. So you can imagine people just wake up and snap their private parts, send their pennies, snap their boobs. I mean, a lot of celebrities see that a lot. People send their boobs to them. Do you like what you see? Send their ass. Do you like what you see? Send their pennies, to female celebrities. Do you like what you see? I think it's something that is very, very common, sexting, people sending text messages and nude and all that. All right. You see, it flies everywhere, and it's something that even as we are talking now, a lot of people are engaging in it. So It could actually occur between two romantic partners, so people who are in a romantic relationship, you are dating, you are married, you are seeing each other. It could happen between them. It could happen between people who are not yet in relationship, but who are at least one of the two parties are hoping that something could happen. It happens between them, is something that is common. Maybe one of the parties, like I said, you are sliding to people's DM and you are sending your private, hoping that somebody might feel like, oh wow, I like what I see, can I see you? I actually saw one that a lady decided to test her boyfriend and decided to put a very sexy picture and was sending certain pictures and sending text messages to a guy. I think it was on Twitter or something, and the guy was like, wow, if you look this beautiful, I would like to meet you, not knowing that it was the girlfriend that was doing all that. Okay, so between two people who are probably not dating, who are not into a relationship, but one of the party is wishing something could happen. There are some people just want to flirt, or they just want to share, and people see certain things on social media, and before you know it, it goes viral. You start sharing. It could happen between them. Now, if you read about sexting online, if you try to Google about sexting, most of the articles, most of the talk you see about sexting are going to be about teenagers. Teenagers are, because it's like it's a cankerworm, that is eating deep in the teenage world. Most of the time, teenagers are the ones that are suffering from the consequences of sexting. In fact, I read so much about the report of even suicide. Of course, a lot of them report of suicide, teenage suicide, as a result of you send a child, teenager send this picture probably to her boyfriend, and that one decided. I read a particular story about a girl, that the parents were not, I think the mom, she was staying with her mom, and the mom was not around, so she decided to, I think they had a house party, call her friends, and then she had this one came with this drink, different drinks and all that, and she had too much to drink, and she was misbehaving, and these guys were using ink, marker, to write and drew. They drew in her boobs, drew in her chest, in her private part, in her vagina. They drew a lot of stuff with marker and took pictures. By the time she woke up the next day, she saw the pictures, and by the time she's walking into the school, the way everybody's looking at her, she knew there's trouble already. This thing is very, very common in high school, especially in the abroad. Is very common, in high school, people taking pictures, and before you know it goes viral in the school, and people are looking at you, they are smiling, they are looking at their phone, they are laughing. That could damage children. In fact, it could cause a lot of terrible damage to children's psyche. Majorly teenagers. And that's why you see this particular girl that I'm talking about actually committed suicide, and a lot of teenagers are prone to suicidal as a result of sexting, because it's very common among them. In fact, it's more common among the female pairs. See my new bra that I just bought, and they send it to their friends, and they're having issues before teenagers. Teenagers are people who have adult body but children mind. They think they are already adult, but the mind is not yet developed to control what an adult mind can control. All right, so most of the article you read online about sexting is going to be about teenagers. All right, the dangers, the problem, the trouble that can come out of it. So that said, I just want to talk about why people engage in sexting. Why do people do this? Why are people sexting?
I hope life treats you kind.
All right, maybe by the time I open my phone line, I could listen to people's opinion about this. But the truth of the matter is, people engage in sexting for different reasons. For different reasons. Some, it could be number one, to prove the level of commitment, to let you know that, babe, I care about you, guy, I care about you, I'm vulnerable, I can do anything for you, I trust you enough. It could be to prove the level of commitment. And sometimes, I used to tell people, I said this, and I'm going to make that point, that sex will not keep a man for ladies, and pregnancy will not make him stay. So most time when you want to send your nude, you want to send your nude pictures to people or to someone you care about, just to show the person that you care, it might not be enough reason to actually confirm that. But one of the reasons why people do it is to prove the level of commitment, to say that okay, we have gotten to this level where I could do anything for you. Another reason is to avoid argument after so much coercion and persuasion. This is very common. In fact, it's common majorly. It's not like it's not happening the other way around, but it's very common common coming from the male folks to the female folks. Let me see your boobs now. Show me you love me. If you really love me, you let me see. What's the big deal? I'm going to keep it. I love you. And the lady is saying, no, I don't want my pictures to go. Don't worry. Is it not me? You don't trust me. You know. So people just do it like, not that they really want to do it, but maybe out of persuasion, out of coercion. The person is really like, okay, I'll just send it to you. Okay. Out of persuasion or coercion, people send their nude picture, people sexting. Number 3 is to avoid argument, so there are issues, there are times that you feel like okay, if you don't want it, you don't want to send it, don't talk to me, and then you start fighting, you keep fighting over and over this, and at a point the person, most of the time female folks are the receiving ends, you just want to give up and feel like okay, fine, let me send it to you. Number 4 is to establish secured attachment, to tell the person that I feel attached to you, you want to secure the attachment. Now maybe by the time I try to conclude, I'm going to conclude this tonight. I'm just going to run through it. It's not something, it's so long, but I will run through it. All right, so you want to prove. Now I'm going to be talking about if this thing actually will be able to achieve some of these reasons why people are doing it. People send sexting. People sext, that's the word. People sext sometimes to establish secured attachment, to make the person feel attached to you, that okay, we are attached to each other, we are connected. Another reason is to put each other in the mood for love making. Probably you are thinking, by the time we come home, we want to make love tonight. Maybe you are together, you are living together, and you are married and you are planning to make love in the night, or when the person comes back, or the person has traveled, or the person is coming back, you are looking forward to love making. People sext to prepare the mood for love making. Babe, so I'm going to be talking about certain things. I don't know if I wrote that down. Certain things you could say, if you want to sext, there's certain sexy things you could say that will put somebody in the mood. Probably you just want to say, I just got this. You don't want to know this beautiful thing I just bought. It's lovely, and I think you're going to like it. I got a new silk red lingerie. You might want to see me wearing them for you and all that. Okay, so to prepare the mood, there's a way you talk to somebody and the person is thinking like, I can't wait to get home and get down. All right, God help you if the person doesn't want to get down. All right, okay, so to put each other in the mood. And number 6, to cover up distance. People do this a whole lot. People are in a long distance relationship do this a whole lot, to cover up the distance, to make sure like your partner is feeling very close to you even when you are far from each other. People also do it to avoid cheating. So like I said, I'm going to be talking about later if this thing really will he make up for the reason why people are doing it. People do it to avoid cheating, like okay, I don't want to cheat on my partner. If we sexted, we stay together and we have sex on phone, or we send romantic text messages that I could feel better. Some people, all they need to do is just to see the images of somebody they care about. They might not want to go extra mile. They are cool and they will just go to sleep. Some, that image could send signal, and then they might need to engage in masturbation and all that. And so I'm going to be coming up to that, so probably to avoid cheating, and then to break the gap of shyness. Okay, sometimes people, maybe when you are just getting to know each other, could be shy, and you are feeling like, oh, there are things that maybe when you are with the person you don't want to do. Maybe gradually through sexting you could start, learning how to talk about it. I love you, I care about you, I love the way you kiss me, I love the way you touch me, I love this. There's a way you send some messages, and you gradually get comfortable with that person and avoid shyness. All right. Okay, so I'm still talking about sexting tonight. I'm trying to take it gradually, as slowly as possible. All right. All right. So there's a song here that I would love to play. I would really, really love to play this song by Celine Dion. If was could talk, 1001 things are going on behind closed doors. Only if your wall could tell you what is going on. So I'm playing this song, and I think you're gonna love it.
Should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know.
Says a lot about sexting, okay? I just hope you enjoy that song, all right? And okay, so we've been talking about sexting, something that is going on, a lot of things that are going on behind closed doors, behind, if walls could talk, you're going to be shocked. A lot of couples are sleeping beside each other, and the wife is sexting to another person. The husband is sexting to another person because the romantic gesture, the intimacy between them is no longer there, and the flame, because somehow I tell men a lot of time, especially men, I say this, it's like the table is turning these days, really, because I think women are getting to a point, because what I see these days in my clients, people writing messages to me, people I talk to on phone, and people I see one-on-one, I'm beginning to be afraid for men, really, because it's like the tables are turning. I am saying, someone was saying it's like all the sins that our forefather committed, it's the men now that are suffering from, because the way women are going these days, women are saying we've had enough, and women want to, I think it has to do with exposure, it has to do with experience, it has to do with access to information, majorly about that. And women want to get intimate, want to enjoy sex. It's not about making love now just because you want to make babies. Women want their emotional needs to be fulfilled. I remember talking to a client over the week, during the week, okay? I told because now this thing to men don't understand. Maybe I should just explain this briefly. Men don't understand when a woman is saying, I'm not feeling him, that thing, this thing. The best explanation I could give to it is what I call sweet nothing, and I say that a lot on this show. That thing to men don't understand. You have money, you have the car, you have clothes, everything is moving on well. What are you looking for? You are not hungry. I'm giving you all the money. What do you want? And the woman is feeling empty, keep feeling like she's missing something is wrong. She's sad, she's dejected, she's always crying. And the man is looking at her like, I don't understand what is wrong with her. I think we are fine. I get this a lot these days. Now, this thing that I call sweet nothing, if you can't give it to your wife, she will look for it elsewhere. And what I call sweet nothing, I think another way I can put it is just fulfilling her emotional needs. Fulfill your wife's emotional needs. If you don't do it, that needs must be met somehow. Somehow that needs must be met. And if you don't do it, someone else. And this is a blunt truth. And I know a lot of you doesn't want to hear this, but that's a fact. It's a blunt truth. If you don't fulfill emotional needs, if you don't satisfy her emotional needs, she will look for it somewhere, because as long as that thing is there, she will feel empty, even if she has the old one. That is why it is very easy. It is very easy for women to engage in this kind of sex thing, because she wants to feel loved. She wants somebody to tell her you are beautiful, somebody that can take time and talk with her. It doesn't mean that it's right, but I'm just telling you it's the reality. So now, what do you need to keep in mind before you sext? Before you sext, keep it in mind. Number one, is illegal. This thing you are trying to send across is illegal. For those of you that pick images, that pick pictures, that pick videos online, and you start sending, before you sext, please consider is illegal. And for those of you that people will send you images, somebody that trusts you so much, sending pictures to you, and then you start sending it, you want to blackmail the person, consider it is illegal. Number two, before you sext, before you send your nude picture, your private, your body, I don't think there is any other thing, that should be cherished like your body. I don't even want to go to that before they start saying, oh, Dr. Tolu is sounding so, religious or all that. But the truth of the matter is, if there is anything is, your gold mine. I tell ladies a lot, maybe I should say this, if you understand what you carry, if you understand the weight of what is you have as a woman, you won't trade it anyhow. It's not, you see, whether the table is turning like I said or not, whether you like it or not, it is God that has put it there. The power that God has given to women is so powerful. And it is only those who doesn't understand that will be saying, I want to be a man, I want to be a man. For what? They said the women at the neck, the man is dead. Is it not the neck that turned the head? And some people will be feeling like I want to be. If you understand what you carry, you give it. When you want to give your body, you give it to somebody you feel like I want to give. Not because the person is giving money, not because of any material thing or anything, but because you want to give. Because there is no amount of money. There is no amount of money that could amount to, that could qualify, that could quantify what you carry as a woman. It is not something you give anyhow. I don't know if a man wants to feel that way, but specifically, I am talking to ladies. Your boobs is what could, your boobs, your body could make or mar a kingdom, a whole nation. That is why most of the time, in some religion, it is encouraged that, I was speaking to one in another religion, I was talking to the one person, and, the person was telling me, you don't understand that everything about women body is sexual, especially if you are well endowed, everything about you sends certain signals to a man's brain, no matter how disciplined. There's certain signal that it sends to them. So that is why you're expected to be well covered with cloth, because everything sends certain signals. All right. So, but it is, I hope people are not getting that wrong. It is not an excuse for anybody to like molest. Anyway, I'm sure people understand that already. So, before you sext, before you send your precious gold mine, I tell, people, I'm not in your shoe, and it is not in my place to judge, but I tell people who are selling their body for 10K, 20K, I don't understand. Sincerely speaking, you can, why are you selling, why are you selling it for 10K, 20K, when you can use it to get a house in Dubai? Anyway, don't mind me, all right? Okay, so, but before you sext, consider, is it safe? And is it what you really want? Is it what? Ask yourself these 3 questions before you sex. Is it legal? Is it safe? Is this what I really want? Nobody should coerce you. Nobody should persuade you. Nobody should force you to do what you don't want to do. Is this what I really want? And then I will now be going, sincerely, I can't finish this as much as I try to. So let me give you certain, like about 8 facts about sexting. Then maybe on Thursday, I'm going to be giving you tips, so certain things you need in case you want to do this. I'm going to be giving you tips, and then I'm going to be giving tips for parents who might be listening. Of course, this program is not for children, it's not for teenagers, it's not for people under 18. So, of course, if you are a parent and you are listening to me, I'm going to be giving you tips on what you could do with your teenage kids. Okay, so let me run through facts about sexting. Certain things you need to know about sex things.
The way
All right, so number one thing you need to know about sexting is that your photos and your videos that you send privately can easily be shared with others. You know? Now, whether the person is doing it to to blackmail you, or whether by accident. I've been in a group, let me not even mention that group. I've been in a group where somebody sent the image of a penis and come and see, and you know how we are in Nigeria. Come and see people, hey, this, what nonsense. This, my son can see my phone, my daughter can see my phone, and people were, in fact, the man quietly left, and the man just dropped that, oh, he's sorry, somebody they stole his phone, blah blah blah. Another person came to the page to say that, and the person just quietly left that group. So sometimes just keep it in mind. This I'm talking to you about facts about sexting. Before you send anything online, just understand that your photos and your video, whether you send it privately or not, could easily be shared, and it could get to wrong ends. The person you are sharing with it with, how much do you trust this person? How much of this person do you know? The person sometimes the person just want to be looking and be looking and be looking, and maybe by mistake the person just press a button. It's just one button, just one mistake. Before you know it, this thing will just enter. A lot of people have committed suicide because of this. A lot of people and there's a level to what human mind could handle. Okay, so have it at the back of your mind before you send your images, before you send your pictures, that it could enter wrong. And number two, sending or receiving a sexually suggestive text or image under the age of 18 is considered child pornography and can result in criminal charges. So if you are good at, we heard about a story of a Nigerian lady in UK that was jailed because of this. Now people are sending child pornography and all that, and then you want to send it across. Be careful. If you send image or sexually if it's that of a minor, if it is that of a minor and you send it across, or you send it to somebody that is below 18, I don't know about Nigeria, but I know that somebody can actually prove that even in this country legally and sue you for it. So before you even consider blackmailing somebody, just understand that sending or receiving sexually suggestive text or image under the age of 18 years is considered child pornography, and it could result into criminal charges. Number three, once digital images are out there, they leave a digital footprint. Now, don't forget that. You see, whether you want to delete it or you want to delete the post, the footprint is already there. So just understand that before you send your boobs, before you send your vagina, your penis, before you send everything to someone, just understand that once a digital image is out there, they leave a footprint. It might be difficult sometimes to withdraw them. You can go and Google certain things that has happened 10, 20 years ago. You still see them. Somehow, there will be one person that will be keeping it in one corner. And as soon as you Google it, the footprint is dead. It will come out. All right. So deleting posts or messages not to save. It might not safeguard against having it already been received. Copy. Someone must have picked it. Someone must have copied it. Someone must have sent it to someone. So have that at the back of your mind. And of course, sexting could actually, I'm talking about facts about sexting now. Sexting could actually be a sign of addiction to pornography and sex. Now, if every time you meet someone online, you are just meeting somebody for the first time, you're just getting in a serious relationship, the next thing you want to do is, can I see you? Babe, can we talk? I get that a lot from my single clients, especially the ladies. I get this particular point a lot. Some of my clients who are in a relationship, I mean, especially, they meet online or they meet through a matchmaker. You see the guy telling her, babe, okay, you just started talking 24 hours. We are telling her, can I see you? What are you wearing? It used to start from, what are you wearing? Can I see your boobs? Can I see your blouse? Okay, what color is your bra? Okay, what color is your pants? Can I see this? You see, I don't really want to talk about myself when it comes to this. Forget Dr. Tolu is not holy. There's nothing like holier than thou. But, I have a principle when it comes to nude, when it comes to sexting. I don't know. I just feel like my life is all about sex. I talk sex, I live sex, I eat sex, I do sex, everything sex. So I don't want anybody to mess up my brain, I don't want my brain to be messed up. That's why these things, you can never stumble on. It's not possible. If you send it to me, I will warn you. No matter how respected you, I will tell you, don't send me. Unless it's something that may be educative and you feel like, oh, Dr. Tolu, I think you should see this, But you are sending me porn because of what? So if you are sexting, it could be a sign of the fact that you are addicted to sex or pornography. It could be. And then number 5, you need to understand that 70% of sexters will always share the message they receive with others, and 55% of those those shared with them will share with more than one person. Now, so this is a kind of research, that was done in the US, that 17% of people who receive sext will send it out. They will send it out. 17% will send it out. And by the time we get to the second part, the second level, 55% of those that also receive it at that second point will send it to at least one person. So have that at the back of your mind, that anything could happen when you are sending. So maybe I will on Thursday, because I can't say all that tonight. I'll be telling you some tips about sexting, so how you could safeguard yourself if you have to do this. All right. And then number 6, sexting could, in the long run, if not curtailed, if it gets out of hand, could lead to depression, could lead to loss of job, could even lead to suicide if it gets into the wrong end and if it's not well handled. We have seen a lot of issues. There's a story about a lady, somewhere, sometimes 2 years ago, that went viral about, the sugar boy that decided to, blackmail and all that. Sincerely speaking, I don't pray I find myself in that situation, but if I find myself in that situation, I will. I don't want to think about it really, because I don't want to make light of what anybody is going through. But I just expect people to get to a point, and I'm going to talk about that on Thursday, where if worse come to worse and this thing gets out, live your life. After like 1 week, nobody was another thing will have gone viral that people will start talking about. It might be difficult, it might be tough, but if you can just manage to shut down and just live your life, if it goes out, let it go. Tomorrow, there are people in Big Brother house now. They are celebrities now. Can you even remember some of them, you've seen them doing it live, and these people are celebrities today, So some of them. I remember reading something online that one of the these girls was trying to cover, and people were saying, I read all that on Instagram. People were saying, oh yeah, let's see, at least we have been seeing it, we've seen it before. Somebody even said, I still have the picture, I still have the image, Excuse me. So the point is 17%. Okay, it could lead to loss of job, it could lead to depression, and it could lead to suicide if it gets into wrong hands. So before you sext, keep that at the back of your mind. And of course, people who pressure you into sexting at early stage of relationship might not mean well for you. People who pressured you, they are just meeting you. I'm talking about facts you need to know about sexting. You guys have not even, it's not asking you about how you are doing, she's not asking you about your family, the kind of job you do. You have not had meaningful conversation about, about social affairs, about about sport, about education, about your life. You've not had meaningful conversation. The next thing the person is saying is, can I see you? Can I see your face? From can I see your face is moving to can I see? And some people are so good at, it's like they're experts. They will coerce, they will pressure till you will now feel like, okay. Nobody should do that for you. You should do it only if you want to do it. So, but just have it at the back of your mind. Somebody that is just meeting you, that is telling you, okay, now, let me see you now. For the past 3 days, I've been asking. At the early stage of relationship, if someone is pressuring you for this, it might mean that the person doesn't mean well for you. And finally, in Africa, I've had some clients like this. That's why I have to pull this point. Some men believe it's a sign of disrespect to ask a woman's need and won't do it for their wife. I'm not sure about this point, but it's very common. And I think it's archaic, actually. Some men feel like you are in America, your wife is in Nigeria. Next week, I'm going to be getting to, on Thursday, certain things. How do you separate sexting from masturbation? How do you separate it, How do you manage not touching yourself, from sexting? It might be very difficult. So some people feel like, it's degrading. I don't want my wife, I remember about 2 months ago, it's in Ghana, one minister's wife that sent images, video, some erotic video of herself. I think the husband traveled and she wanted to send to the husband. And she sent to the group, to a WhatsApp group. That's why all these WhatsApp groups, once you need to, there are so many now. As much as possible, you try to get out of them. You see your daughter's class, your son's class, your estate group, these are important, this thing, and it's so difficult. And if care is not taken, like I said, just a button. So the point I was trying to make is, in this part of the world, some people feel like I don't want my wife to send her body to me. I don't want my husband to send her penis to me. I think it's degrading. I don't think it's African. I don't want to do it. But they want to do it to their girlfriend, okay? They want to. That's why your mind will not leave your girlfriend. but with your wife, we do certain things and we feel like, it's too raw. But come on. Between a man and a woman, as much as both of you are, there's mutual understanding, I don't see any reason why you can't do that, really. Okay, so, but it's not in my place to judge. I will leave this to you to tell me, what is your opinion about sexting? What do you think? Will you do it with your wife? Will you do it to someone? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's something that should be done? Do you have experience you want to share with me? Or do you have issues that are bothering your head about your relationship, about your sex life, about your marriage? I have like 15 more minutes to answer all your questions. So let's roll. Oh, sorry, and that line has been ringing since. Hello.
Hello, doctor.
Good morning. Wow, this time.
Yeah. In short, I commend you for the topic of today.
Oh, thank you.
But one thing I love to say is, I think part of what makes people go into texting is probably helping them to get their adrenaline. I mean, there's something in them that makes them happy.
Okay.
And when they find themselves doing the texting thing.
Okay.
So let me use myself as an example.
Yeah.
If I have a sincere girlfriend, someone that is committed and sincere to me, if I can call and be talking with her, maybe we're chatting, then I can ask her, maybe what's the color of your bra, your pant?
Yeah.
And she can willingly tell me.
Okay.
It makes me happy.
Okay. It's a kind of, it promotes connection, bonding. It promotes bonding, and a kind of.
It doesn't take me beyond that.
Okay.
Only just for me to know that she is sincere with me, she's there for me. I can ask her anything. Okay. So it doesn't mean anything. It's only the way other parties are seeing it. Like when somebody sends something to you, you not send it out. When somebody trying to expose herself to you, you now create sin. That's another thing entirely.
And I think
but to those people that really know what they are doing,
a reasonable person shouldn't do that, really.
Hello?
I said a reasonable person shouldn't do that, really.
That is it. That is it. It helps to those that understand themselves.
Yeah.
It helps.
Agreed. All right. It helps to those that understand themselves. All right. I can still pick one or two call. Okay. I don't know. How can someone stop cheating? Okay. Don't worry, I'm going to be talking about cheating. I've said I want to talk about cheating, and it's going to be taking me like 2 weeks, like 8 episodes. I'm going to talk deeply about it so that I'm going to trash it, actually. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good morning, actually.
I'm sorry, good morning.
Good morning.
I thank you for this interesting topic.
You're welcome.
It is good a thing that we come from backgrounds, cultural backgrounds that are very disciplined. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't think even the whites, the Americans, they do have their own culture. You see, most of them, if you go there, you see most of them are very disciplined. It's just that it is, I don't know what to say. It is a pity for those that will see people that are going astray and think they can copy them and think this is the way they do it over there. That's not the way they do things over there. We have major two religions in Nigeria, and they are holy Bibles. Have you gone through them? There are ways that we make love in the Bible. Read the songs of Solomon for it. There are ways you can express your love to your loved ones, and it's very, very, very romantic. Rather than exposing yourself to the whole world, saying it's nonsense to me.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You understand?
Yeah.
Even in our culture, as a Yoruba man, as a Igbo man, as a Hausa man, you see they are very decent way of doing things. And even in the Bible,
you feel Quran, it's not decent.
It's not. It's insane to do that. You understand?
All right.
It's insane.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you so much for calling. It felt it's insane, it's indecent. I mean, somebody also called that it's immature. All right. But somebody also said it makes him to feel connected. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Tunde, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Ruben. I'm calling from VGC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm appreciate for your attention. I appreciate for it.
Thank you.
Let me go direct to my point.
Okay.
Because some people want to call.
Okay.
Yeah, please, I have a girl that I'm dating. We love ourselves so much. Can you hear me?
Yes. You make it snappy because of my time.
Okay. So, for me, I know you like sex, but my girl likes so much sex. I don't know what am I doing to do.
Okay.
Let me say in a week. I feel let me say in a week like 2 times, but you like I have sex like 4 times or 2 other weeks. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to drop your call, and of course that's the last call I will be taking tonight. Now, so you are not sexually compatible, that's what you are saying. You don't like sex and she likes sex. Come on, it is good for you now that you are still dating. Let it go. That's the answer. Because if unless she's ready to compromise, and at this point you need to understand libido, so if it's very high and it's not something she can come on, that could, I think it is better to let go so that you don't start battling with a cheating wife in your marriage. All right, you are not sexually compatible. If she's ready to compromise, willingly, genuinely work on herself, fine, and you need a sex therapist to work with you to do that. But if not, let her go, or else she's going to marry you and she's going to cheat. All right, so I'm going to read Ezen from Facebook. Good news, Doctor, I'm enjoying your show. Thank you so much. Promise says, good morning, first time listener. Thank you, Promise, for joining me. Solomon Precious, wow, I love you, Dr. Tolul. I love you too, Solomon. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. It really has been an interesting one. Of course, I'm going to be concluding this on Thursday, and before I go, here is my food for thought.
So I'll go, but I know.
All right, don't forget you could follow me on Instagram, Intimate Talk with Tolu, Facebook, Intimate Talk with Tolu. And of course, if you want to see me to schedule an appointment for sex therapy or one-on-one counseling, you can reach me on 081-845-75377, 081-845-75377, or visit my website, intimatesolutionnetwork.com. Just the way I said it, intimatesolutionnetwork.com. My food for thought for tonight. The key to a great marriage is to keep the fight clean and the sex dirty. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to see you on Thursday. Make sure you sleep tight. Good night.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.